How's it going? How's it going? Happy Thursday, one and all. This is the opening act for the Bodak show, which will be starting in about an hour from now, where he's got a fucking incredible panel of guests for his MMA quiz on UFC 317. So this is basically the opening act for that. So I'm hoping to warm up your balls and your clits a little bit. And hopefully we'll have a good little chill session before that all goes down. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Hope we're all good. I'm basically doing this stream because I don't have any plans to go on Saturday because obviously I'm going to be away. So the next time you'll see this mug will be on Sunday. Anyway, I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. What it do? How you doing, Big Ank? How you doing, Westy? I'm going to be a few minutes late, but I'll be here soon. Sweet, bro. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, let's get into things, I guess. We'll start things slow as we always do. Hopefully have a little back and forth about this card. I've got some thoughts which will surprise each and every one of you. And yeah, we'll just have a nice old chill time. Let's go. I've actually got some plans for like a really good Sunday lineup as well. Hopefully it all pays off. We're gonna have some newcomers on as well. Introduce some new fuckers to the channel that you guys haven't heard of, but are really good content creators or content creators that I like. So yeah, hope everyone's well. I like how the first fight of 317 is two prospects we know nothing of. I saw Guru took the piss out of this a little bit, and it's 100% true. The fact that a company of this size can have two fucking shadows without fight records is embarrassing. How's it going, Lane? How are you doing? How's it hanging, Francis? Mine doesn't really hang, it just kind of sits. It's not big enough to hang. Or girthy enough. But we deal with the hands that we're dealt. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Kerry? How's it going, Rob's neighbor? How is that mission to 1,000 going? Frankie, I just got out of the hospital. I'm recovering from my much needed pain reduction. Don't rub it in, mate. Don't rub it in, especially after what I just said. And is there any left over? Because I could do with an inch or two. Get up to a solid rock hard 4. What's good, Ninja? You see, I pronounce words correctly, unlike Michael Bisping. See, if you're gonna catch me out being racist, you're gonna have to be real good. You're gonna have to come correct. Anyway, I hope everyone's good. Hope the week's been good. It's felt like a really swift one. Sniff, we're glad you're all right. No Chill scared us with that story. I mean, I'm hearing it for the first time, and I couldn't be less concerned. You fucker. Expert McAvey is ridiculous. I mean, I've never heard of him, but to be fair, that doesn't really mean much. I don't really get too deep into things anymore. I mean, even when I watch a card now, I've kind of got to the point where I'm forgetting about it 20 minutes after it's over. It might be an aging thing, I don't know, but it could end up being fight of the night. So let's be optimistic. I feel like a mark at this point because every single week I talk about how shit MMA is, and then a new card rolls up, and then I start instantly glazing and saying how excited I am, and then I get tricked again, and I'm all pissed off. And then we go and go and go again. So yeah, I'm clearly too stupid to learn my lesson. Hang on a second. I'm seeing that my audio volume is a little bit shitty, so I'm going to try and fix that immediately. Hopefully this will be better. Chris Gray, I am indestructible. You certainly are. I moved out of my camper just for the hot months and stoked to watch the fights in my nice new room Saturday. Fucking sweet, bro. Sounds amazing. I wasn't aware that you lived in a camper. Explains a lot, though. UFC 318 just added Span versus Lucas Bursky. What a banger. This is the thing though, yeah. People will shit on fights like that, but to be perfectly honest, sometimes when you get two fighters that are completely unskilled and garbage, it usually leads to I like retard fights, is what I'm saying. Unskilled fights can be secret bangers on a card because I think we're getting to a point where fighters are maybe so skilled and so technical and wary of the repercussions that they spend a lot of the time scared of each other, and that can lead to absolute duds. So yeah, their fight card is complete with 15 fights. Well, now that I've heard that, my week is complete. Frankie, did you hear about what happened in France? No, I don't really give a shit about France, but I'm here for it. What happened? I'm only there half the time. The other half, I'm house sitting super nice homes. It sounds like you got a sweet gig there, bro. It sounds sweet. I I'm assuming you're doing some debaucherous shit in there because the way you talk, I assume your nut is all over every place you visit. I assume you're marking your territory everywhere you go. And all power to you, sir. This is why I never rent out anywhere that I own because I'm just afraid of people nutting everywhere, which they inevitably will do. Brian Ortega versus Aljamain. And when is the Shanghai card happening? Because I might go there for that. That sounds like an opportunity. Combat sports will evolve into psychic battles. Are you thinking like that South Park one where like Cartman's having a psychic battle? I can imagine it evolving into that. Oh, 150 jab syringes into music festivals in France. I heard. Well, I didn't read too much into it, but I did see a headline or two about it. That's fucked up. And to be honest, yeah, I have had a few like weird jab marks on me, but I've been tested recently and I'm all good. August, that might be doable because I've got the summer off. I'm kind of thinking that the China might be a possible destination. I might be able to make that work. Shanghai car, and I can definitely get good tickets. I know people in China. Johnny Walker is about to be chinned again. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He clearly has pissed somebody off. So he's definitely gonna like if this one isn't the end, I don't know what to say. I think he's fucked. At a festival, there were at least 150 women were consequently nicked with dirty needles by muzzies. So I'm assuming they've been injected with the old AIDS, yeah. That's a rotten trick, that is. That is a rotten thing to do. I don't even know what to say to that. It's fucking gross. Guess what, Frankie? You've booked your tickets to the UK. I'm assuming. Unconstitutionally. Is there a constitutional way of jabbing somebody with an AIDS needle? Not sure there is. But no, that's fucked up. Have they actually confirmed if people have been diagnosed or whatever? Because I've heard, yeah, with AIDS, if you get HIV, like if you fuck some dirty skank, that a HIV test isn't going to turn up for at least like 3 to 6 months. This is what I've heard. How's it going, Antec? My guy, what is good? We're talking about AIDS for some reason. At least I think it was AIDS. Is that what they're saying? Yeah, super scary stuff. But nah, my parents got tickets to UK before me. That's anticlimactic. What do you think of the rumors that Lerone Murphy might fight Arnold Allen? I like it. I like it. It feels like the right fight, the right time. I think I'd like to. I'd prefer to see it if it was like a fight night main event and we get 5 rounds. Then I'll be all for it. If it's 3 rounds, I'm going to be less excited. You need to get treated within the first 24 hours. How'd you do that? HIV doesn't cause AIDS. Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, you can have HIV for your whole life and it never develops into AIDS. But yeah, that is a pretty fucked up thing to do. I thought we were going to talk about UFC 317. How stupid of me. It never goes to plan. But yeah, we are like I said, this is just a warm-up act for the Bodak show later, so but I'm almost done. I've almost done my passport paperwork to send away. Should be ready in September to go there. Sounds fucking awesome, bro. The only thing is, yeah, September, I'm gonna be working like a dog. So we might have to try and do a weekend thing or something. It depends how long you're coming out for, but we'll definitely get something done. I'm looking forward to it. Your parents have done you dirty though by going on your dream trip before you. It's a scummy move, bro. Your parents are assholes. Welcome to Western Europe. Does anyone know like what the reason for it was? Was it just like let's just target some slags? The 317 press conference should be sweet. It spoiler alert, it won't be. It will be 20 minutes long. It will be like generic questions of the usual shit. We'll see Saturday night. It's gonna be all that. It'll be there's gonna be nothing exciting. I stopped watching press conferences about 2 years ago. And then I'm smart enough now that when I hear something's gone down, I try to take on as little information as possible and then watch the whole thing, like I did with the Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez one. I might have actually watched that one live. Actually, I might be lying because there was a feeling inside my bones, yeah, that that was going to kick off because obviously I knew about the beef. But apart from that, I just passed my driving test but failed my eye test. So for fuck's sake, so I'm going to the eye doctor tomorrow. Do you got a vehicle? I do have a vehicle, but I don't really drive that much. I prefer to be driven. I'm a bit nervous on the road. Yeah, they're pricks. My mum's fiance tried to butter me up with some sports clothes before, so the news didn't hit hard, I guess. So we did the whole Diddy and 50 Cent thing, yeah? You need some clothes? That that somehow makes it worse. That makes it more of a slap in the face in my eyes. 100%. That is disgusting. Disgraceful shit. Insane that they didn't do Yair versus Lopez, missed opportunity. And what makes it worse is obviously Yair's being potentially rewarded for ducking out of that fight because you done know that like Diego Lopez was going to be up for that. When you saw the interaction between the two of them, it was very clear to me. Maybe some of you can correct me. It seemed clear to me that Diego wanted it, but Yair very clearly didn't. I'm very good at smelling pussy. We know this, boys. How you doing, Black Betty? What's good, bro? Black Betty, I assume you're going to turn up and mog on the Bodak quiz later on. I heard you won your first teapot recently. I keep coming second and I've just given up. I'm like that guy here who like consistently keeps getting close and losing and then yeah. Frankie, do you play poker for money? And if so, what site app do you use? I used to play poker for money when I was living in China. We used to have like a group of people that we would meet up with each other on a Tuesday night and we would get absolutely fucking bombed. And we would each bring like $100 and then it was like a winner take all situation. And I never won. Constantly came second. And I'd be in a situation where I'd get like I'd pile up and have like a major advantage over whoever I was against, and then I'd get fucking destroyed and lose everything, and I just rage out. I'm pretty sure they were fucking cheating, but I can't prove it. 50 turning down Diddy's shopping spree was a bad career move. Yeah, for real. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Have you saw Charles cutting his weight already? It's way too early. He's going out cold. Nice to see you, RCN. I haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of flipping back and forth on this one. I was planning on coming on today and saying that I think Charles is going to win, even though I thought ever since the fight was announced, ever since it was spoken about, I've been saying Ilya Tapuria the entire time. I reckon he's going to have a rough first round, and then he's going to bang him out in the second round. That's my prediction, but I don't know. I was second loads of times. Don't give up. Well, Betty, the reason why I got maximum respect for you is you got a teapot on one of those general knowledge quizzes. And I've done them, like following along, and the best I've done is like 14 out of 20. Like the MMA ones, I obviously mop up. I've done it twice. I think I got 17 out of 20 the first time and came 3rd or 2nd, and then I got 15 out of 20 the second time and came 2nd again, and I was just raging, really mad. Nah, not really, but it's just like, yeah, I think that's the best I'm gonna do. I should have tied Thor last week. Thor is exceptionally good, or he's a master Googler, but he does seem to know his shit. Charles ain't going out. I Do you know what? Yeah, my initial feeling is that he bangs him out in the second round, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went 5. I think it's gonna be a lot closer. Charles is big for 155, and there's a strong chance that he pushes Ilya around. But part of me also subscribes to I don't think we've seen the best of Ilya yet. I think his ground game is a lot better than people think, and I think he's gonna do very well. So he's gonna do very well if Charles takes him to the ground. So I don't know. I'm not betting on this one. I have stuck it into a parlay, but I've got it to go to see a second round. That's what I've put in my parlay. I've done a very simple parlay this week. I've got Brandon Royval, I've got um I think Pantoja, and I've got Ilya and Charles to see the second round, which I got for plus 450. I don't think it's terrible. Hello, Wanker. How you doing? Thanks for not thanks for not calling me soft pussy today. Yeah, you need a day off. I mean, penis reduction surgery is a very serious procedure. So you got nothing but our love and support. My instinct on this one is that it goes to I feel like it goes 5. But there's so many ways I can see this fight playing out in so many ways, and that's what makes it exciting. Like if Charles does his usual thing of like bombing in and swinging fucking missiles, he might get chinned because this has been said many times over the years. Charles Oliveira seems to get hurt in every single fight. And if you get hit with a Tupuria flush sequence, you're going down. The thing is about Charles, though, is he does get dropped, but he very rarely gets knocked out. And Ilya's obviously got to deal with that going up to 155. Is his power going to translate? I personally think that it will. He comes in there very prepared, but I think it's going to be a great fight. And that's really all I care about. Because the thing is, both fighters are amazing. Personally, I prefer if Ilya won because the storylines that generates are way more exciting. But how can you not love Charles Oliveira? I think he had one of the best. He didn't have one of the best title runs in terms of how many fights he won or whatever, but his title run was exciting. When he went in there, it was explosive. It was incredible. It was back and forth. There were moments of danger on both sides. And that's what you want in a title fight. And I think we're going to get the same on Saturday night. Max has a good chin and Ilya was able to KO him. That's true, but I mean, Max has taken deteriorating damage for years and years now. Eventually, he was going to get banged out. I think the Ilya Tapuria power is a little bit overrated. I think what's amazing about him is he's incredibly precise, incredibly fast, and he hits you with stuff that you don't really see you don't really see coming. And for anyone who's been in a fight, those are the ones that fuck you up. It's not the ones that you can get hit as hard as anything, but usually if you see it coming, you can brace for it, etc. It's the ones that you don't see coming that clip you, that fuck you up. And I just don't know if Charles Oliveira like I said, I don't know if he's going to get put to sleep by a guy who's considerably smaller. If I had to go for one result, I'm going for Ilya Tapuria KO. But honestly, I think I'm kind of leaning more towards it going to a decision and it being a fucking crazy back and forth fight. And I think the narrative after it's going to be imagine what Islam would have done to Ilya when he comes out the winner. He has that power for 25 minutes too. I mean, Ilya Tapuria puts beatings on people, and we could see that. We could see Charles Oliveira get a life-altering beating on Saturday night. We could see it. Yeah, I agree. I like both fighters a lot, and I hope Charles wins, but I'm picking Ilya by round 2, 3 KO. I would say I slightly like Ilya more, and it's just marginal. I just think because of the like I said, because of the storylines, I'd rather it go with him. Imagine if Weston gets a DUI and the judge makes him move to a dry city. Suicide watch. I have Olives if he puts on the pressure. He has to be aggressive with a teep, push the Spaniard into a clinch. We're referring to him as we're referring to the Georgian as a Spaniard now. That doesn't mean he's gonna KO Charles. I mean, the thing is, yeah, if you're saying Topuria KO, there's a good case to be made for it. If you say Charles sub, there's a good case to be made for it. If you say this, that's what makes whenever you go into a matchup of this magnitude, and there are numerous ways you can see it doing. That's how you know the booking's been good. I know that a lot of people have shot on it because, as we know, it's not quite the fight that we wanted. But I wasn't really overly keen on the Superior Makhachev fight anyway. I felt like it was another legacy layup for Makhachev in that he's just too big and too strong. And I'm sick of him fighting midgets. So I'm kind of glad it's going down like this. And I'm glad that Charles gets another shot at the belt after arguably beating Sarukian. Sniff, don't start now, bud. Weston is teetotal now. Are you teetotal, Weston? That's fucking awesome, bro. I've had one drinking session, and you all saw it go down on that live stream, and I handled it pretty well. How's it going, Atomic? Hey, bud, I've got Ilya via submission. First round after dropping Charles. Ilya submission would be crazy. That's one that I'm not. That's one that I'm not too. I wouldn't. I think if Ilya, the one thing that would surprise me is if Ilya gets a submission. That would really put. I mean, he's on the map already. I mean, he's already beat two legends. But if he submits Charles Oliveira, that would be amazing. The danger that he's going to face is dropping him. If he follows him down there, that's going to be very interesting. Do you have Royval or Van? I love Joshua Van. I think he's amazing. I think he could potentially be a champion somewhere down the line if they do things right with him. I think this Royval fight is too soon for him. The one thing I will say is that it being a free rounder definitely favors, or it definitely evens things up a little bit. If this was a 5 rounder, I'd be super confident in picking Royval. But because it's 3, I could see Joshua Van getting 2 rounds. He's getting really good stuff in takedowns. The scrambles are really good. If Royval's going to win this fight, he's going to have to get to Van's legs early and often, take him down, and smother him on the ground. If he does a striking game with this man, he's going to get fucked up. Sorry, with this boy, he's going to get fucking schooled. And I think Royval is very, very well rounded on all levels. I think he's very underrated in the division. I don't think, but I think this is too early for him. I think it's going to end up being a frustrating one where Royval takes him down 2 out of 3 rounds, dominates him on the ground a little bit, um, and we get a bit of a snooze fest. But it won't be too much of a like a stock dropper for Van. Are you British? I'm actually a mongrel, sir. I've got Irish blood coursing through these veins, but I was dragged here against my consent when I was 1 year old, and that's why I sound like a faggot. A grade A fagot, as one would say. But no, I'm actually Irish. I'm proud of it. You can tell by this beautiful, slightly pancaked in face right here. By the way, if you guys have just turned up, if you wouldn't mind fucking liking the stream, that would be beautiful. I'd appreciate it. Everyone except Weston got it. If Pantoja wins again, he needs double champion challenge since there's no one left for him in the division. I 100% agree with you, Atomic. If he wins, you've got to do him against Marab. You've got to do him against Marab. Because there's not really much left for Marab either. And I don't want to see Marab go up to featherweight. I like that fight. Personally, I think Marab dominates him, but Pantoja deserves a shot at it. Part of me wants to see Kai Kara France win so that we can slide right into him and Manel Cap. Because everyone knows Manel Cap's one of my favorite fighters, and I want this man as champion. I want F-bombs at pay-per-views. I want trash talk. I want the division to get a little bit of spotlight. And I think Manel Cap is the man to bring that excitement. British accent is greater than Irish accent. That is just fucking slander. If I didn't love you so much, I would time you the fuck out right now. I'm rocking this accent. And don't get me wrong, this accent is beautiful when you're insulting somebody. I'm really grateful for this accent when someone's fucking with me and I go in on them because it just cuts a little bit deeper when you know, you got this fruity little voice and you're just slaying through people. It just seems to work. But there's no telling that the Irish accent is just goated, in my opinion. You can just listen to an Irish person talk about an Irish person can read out a shopping list and it's fucking hilarious. Led Zeppelin have done other songs than Stairway to Heaven. Doesn't mean you only listen to that one song, Westy. True point. Kai Kara France would be a sick champion. I don't really agree with that. I think he's a bit of a melt, but I always wish bad things on CKB. I fucking hate them. I hate their whole team. But I think it could be very, very good. I think the knock-on effect would be great because like I said, you can justify throwing Manel Cap straight in there. And I think the beef would be so mwah. Cap pulls out of too many opportunities given to him. I'll tell you what, yeah, that if you actually look into it, he has pulled out. There have been pullouts in like 10 of his fights over the last 4 years. However, he's only directly responsible for like 30% of them. It's still not a good look, but a lot of times it's other people pulling out, it's stuff happening. If you actually look through the record, he's not responsible for most of them, the bulk of them. Again, 30% of pullouts is not great, but yeah, man. I'm with Manel Cat again. I'm one of those people who's very honest about the fact that we as MMA fans are hypocrites. Like I will go mad when John Jones does an eye poke and call him a cheating dirty cunt or whoever does it. But when Manel Cap did it in his last fight and then got a finish off the end of it, I was happy to ignore that shit because I'm a hypocritical cunt and I don't care. But at least I admit it. At least I'm honest about it. Kai will get dominated, but I can see him having moments. Yeah, Kai Kara France has to knock him out, and I know he's knocked people out in the past, but I can't really see that happening. I mean, it could happen, but I just don't see it. I think Pantoja is the best modern day flyweight, or the best flyweight of this era. I mean, obviously he is. I mean, Mighty Mouse is my GOAT of the entire sport, but I think that Pantoja's got a better CV. I think he's beat better guys, and he's definitely at the stage where he's lapping everyone at this point. Pantoja's a clear example of why the pound for pound list is fucking embarrassing. He should be in the top 3 or 4. That's how I feel about it. I'm looking forward to that fight, though. I think it will be a good one. Flyweights never really disappoint because if you've been watching the sport for a very, very long time, as most of us have, even if it's not like a slugfest back and forth, there'll be a lot to enjoy about it. A lot to enjoy about it. It'll be very technical. There'll be wrestling transitions. There'll be technical striking. It might not be the oh wow, you know, he caught him with this and dropped him, which I think we'll get as well. But I think from a technical standpoint, it'll be a feast, and I'm looking forward to it. Pantoja's super underrated. I 100% agree. The guy's got what 2, 3 wins over Brandon Moreno, who's another guy who I think is incredibly elite. To beat that guy 3 times is just ridiculous. I've always despised Cap since Ryzen. I wasn't really too much of a fan of his, but since the Israel Adesanya destruction and the aftermath, and the thing is, Manel Cap is a very exciting fighter. When he has somebody, but I know he needs a good dance partner, but when he gets in there with somebody who's willing to kind of trade with him, he is an elite striker. How we all get like majorly bricked up from watching Joshua Van recently. Amazing. Manel Cap has that same kind of excitement to me. You know, the way he manages distance, the way he moves in and out, um, the way he puts strikes together, mixes up his targets. I absolutely adore him. And he talks a little bit shit as well. Broken English is always extremely funny to me as well. So that just adds that cherry on the top. How you doing, Pile Dejan? Oliveira by KO round one. I don't hate that either. I don't hate that either. Oliveira's done it in the past. He damages people. And the thing is about Oliveira is because I don't think people have really got the notice on this guy yet that he's capable of doing that, which sounds stupid. Exciting fighter, is he? I can't remember any of them apart from Makayev trying to pull his knickers off. The Makayev one was extremely embarrassing. What I would employ, I think it was Bruno Silva who he fought. And he did cheat in that one. But let me see if it's the right one. Hang on a second. I just want to double check. Bruno Silva. If you watch the Bruno Silva fight, it was a technical striking masterclass. So go back and check that out. Happy to have you here, Pile Dejan. Hopefully, I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly. Still can't believe people were arguing for a cat title shot after him winning by eye gouge. It's more, the thing is, I'll be honest with you, yeah. It's more because of his personality and he can be very, very exciting in there, but it's more by default now. Because he did have a very, very close fight with Pantoja on his debut. Very short notice, did a really good job. Close fight. Pantoja's beaten everybody else. He might just get it by default. But I'd rather see him fight with Kai Kara France because it just brings that extra. The vitriol that those two have for each other is phenomenal. And I don't want to miss out on that. Sometimes they take too long to book fights and then we end up not getting them at all. I want that to happen by any means possible. And I don't really like Kai Kara France, but if it means we get Cap in there, I'm all for it. He never lets his hands go down when worrying about the takedown. I mean, it did happen against Makayev, and he is very, very susceptible to that. It's a major weakness in his game. But I don't know. I think he's the only one who's exciting left. I get bricked up for Jasmine Jasuda Vicious fights. She's mid. We've discussed this at length, Chris Gray. Good-looking women's MMA fighters just don't exist. There's a 6 out of 10 cap. Don't you know you speak port? I don't know what you mean. Makayev versus Pantoja is the fight that should have happened. I don't know, man. Makayev kind of pisses me off. I wasn't really too distraught that he got kicked out, I'll be honest. Apparently he's a proper bellend. So I'm not really that disappointed. The thing is, he's doing everything right to work his way back in. He's winning everywhere. He's doing his thing. He's keeping active. It will come to a point where they're gonna have to welcome him back. And hopefully he'll come back a little bit humbled. Is all I'm saying. I think Norma Dumont's kind of mid as well. She's definitely got the dump truck, which we all know I'm a big fan of. I'm a big dump truck fan. So she's definitely got the back off, as they say. I don't know who they say who they are, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm a traditionalist, man. I'm face, booty, sweater meat in that order. Be right back, Frankie. I got to rip this massive womp to some Nate Doggy Dog. Fair play, bro. I always assume that's what you're doing in the middle of my streams. Yeah, the thing with I know that when Kai Kara France does his whole like hacker thing, I think it's really awesome when a bunch of jacked out dudes do it. It seems intimidating. When a little skinny midget does it, it just seems embarrassing. Dakota Dechiva's not. I used to think Dakota Dechiva was all right, but then somebody pointed out to me that she looks like Paddy Pimlet, and it just instantly, my brick went immediately. Some cunt ruined it for me. I can't remember who it was. It was definitely one of you in here. Absolutely shattered that for me. Because, I'm a multitasker. I like to watch my MMA and rub one out. I'm a busy man. And you fucking spoiled it. So, yeah. What did I skip? What did I skip? Pantoja is not Mexican. I know I'm saying it wrong. Is it Pantoja? I don't care. I don't appreciate you American scumbags telling me how to speak English. Not in the AM. How you doing, bro? Always good to have you here. It wasn't me. Yeah, I mean, it's a real dirtbag thing to do, I'll be honest. That should be like number one on on Bodak's bro code list. Never fuck with another man's brick. I've been 40 years in the game, yeah, and it's hard to get a boner over anything these days. So stop ruining my nuts is what I'm saying. You inconsiderate cunts. It seems Makayev was hard to deal with, along with his annoyingly arrogant personality. Dude sucks and should never be in the UFC again. Atomic, I feel like you belong here, sir. That's like the 10th thing you've said that I can fuck with. So shout out to you, sir. I completely agree. He goes into the cage and absolutely shits his pants every single time with an awful performance. He's got very little mic skills. I don't think having an undefeated record should guarantee you longevity in the organization. If you're acting like a twat, and apparently he was acting like a massive tool throughout his entire, like, speaking down to people, being cunty to people, fuck him. Let him get out of here for a little while, eat a little bit of humble pie, and come back. And to be honest, yeah, the whole like, I completely lost my rag with him when he did the whole, oh, let's take a picture with Manel Cap, and then try to chin him. And then they have to separate them before the fight starts. And then they fucking leg tap each other for 25 minutes and fucking scissor each other on the ground. Disgraceful behavior. I honestly like the CKB guys, except for Izzy and Eugene. They're all cringy fuckers. I quite like Dan Hooker. I can fuck with Dan Hooker, but they're all clowns. All of them are clowns. I don't like Navajo Sterling. He looks weird. I don't like Carlos Ulberg has that, that unfortunate. I've talked about this in the past. He has that Luke Rockhold thing. Where you're like really, really good looking, but you've got like zero game. So like a fucking 10 will see him from across the bar. And there's no chance he can fuck it up, or there's very little chance he can fuck it up. And then they go over to him and he stutters out spit or swallow or some shit like that and just blows it. He strikes me as that kind of individual. Zero game. Volkanovski's not really a CKB guy. I know he associates with them. I don't consider Volker a CKB guy. He didn't really train there coming up. I know he's done training camps there and he has worked with them, but he's not like a quintessential CKB guy. I don't consider Volk part of that team. And Volk is one of my favorite personalities of all time. One of my favorite fighters. One of the highest IQ fighters in the game. I've got nothing slanderous to say about Volkanovski. A few poor decisions along the way, but I think we would have all made them. But no, I've got nothing but time for Volk. Beautiful son of a bitch. And by the way, he's 5'2". I've met him in person. I was there at UFC 304, and he was wearing platform shoes. And I've been very honest about my height on here. I'm 5'6", 5'7". I towered over this cunt, which is just embarrassing. I see that Ilya will not KO Oliveira just like he could not KO Bryce Mitchell. Oliveira bigger, stronger, longer. That's a narrative that I can't disagree with, because originally when I made my parlay for this weekend, I put Superior on it. And I started getting cold feet. I mean, Superior is like a minus 400 or some shit, which I think is way too wide. So I had to look through the props a little bit, and I saw that you could get minus 175 on the fight making the second round. So the fact that you can make more money from the fight just making the second round than Ilya Superior winning, almost double the odds. I went with that instead. This fight is there's too many variables that we haven't seen tested. We haven't seen Ilya at 155. We genuinely don't know what he's going to be like up there. We don't. So to have him as a minus 400 favorite, knowing who Charles Oliveira is ludicrous to me. And I would certainly advise against anyone betting Ilya Tapira in this fight, even if you feel like he's going to win. You make it sound like Ilya versus Bryce went to a decision. Ilya beat the fuck out of him. Ilya has put beatings on people. And the thing is with Ilya is a killer. When he gets you hurt, he goes in for the kill. And he will hurt Charles Oliveira at some point. Ilya is minus 525 is insane. We can get him at about minus 400 here. Durbadoo the Durbaday. That is Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's definitely riddled of CTE. God bless him. Olives couldn't sub a borderline spastic Chandler hanging off his back for 5 rounds. I mean, the thing is, though, I agree with you on that one. But the thing is, though, yeah, Michael Chandler is a cheating little cunt. And let's not forget what I mean, let's not forget this, yeah. Charles Oliveira was beating the absolute shit out of Michael Chandler for the majority of that fight. Michael Chandler had a little bit of success in the 5th round, and that was after a bunch of cage grabs and just some straight up retardation. I won't bet on anyone less than minus 275, maybe a parlay, but not otherwise. I have the same approach as well. I started like not betting much and like just doing like very small parlays, or if I really believe in an underdog, then I go with that. But I don't bet wide favorites either. Fighters are way too fucking dumb to trust them. Like I think I'm probably about the same as you. I think anything wider than probably even less than that, maybe anything wider than minus 200, I don't fuck with. Even if I'm very confident, because it's not worth the risk. Keep Queen Norma's dump truck's name out your mouth. She's mid, bruv. She's a 5. A 5 that I would definitely smash. I'd give her 2 sticks. I'd give her two separate sticks. For sure. But I'd definitely be done after that. Ever heard the Nate Dogg song? I haven't heard Nate Dogg Glaze from you in a long time. I thought we were over that shit. Chandler nearly had a KO on Charles with back of the headshots. Yeah, Michael Chandler rinse and repeats the same shit in every fight. Glove grabs, back of the headshots. He's just a dirty little prick. You've got to take that into consideration. And to be perfectly honest, yeah, like I'm more impressed when somebody puts a sustained beating on somebody for a long period of time than just knocking somebody out. I know that knocking somebody out is really, really hard, but it can happen. Paddy destroyed Chandler easily, but Chandler's gone over that threshold now where he was always kind of cooked, but he's also been figured out. The more info you have on somebody, the more easy they are to deal with. Charles Oliveira's performance over Michael Chandler was still very impressive. Beat the fuck out of him, like the stream. Like the stream. A 5 is crazy. She's at least a 6.5 with the bunda. Nah, the entire 5 goes to the bunda. Olives should try the Masvidal versus Askren approach. How's that going to work? You think Ilya Tapiri is just going to come bombarding in like a fucking mongoloid? I don't see that happening. She's cringe as fuck. Who's cringe as fuck? Norma Dumont. Ilya is not stronger than Chandler or Poirier or Justin. That's a fact. He's quicker though. He's a lot quicker. And I think we haven't seen the full range of his takedown defense yet or his ability on the ground. People forget, yeah, that Ilya Tapiri was a grappler first of all. And he hasn't even had to use that in the UFC yet. And I think people who are in the know that, which is why nobody tries to take him down. And I know he's been taken down once or twice, but I'm saying he's very good down there. He's got a gas tank. He's younger. Charles Oliveira will get clipped at some point in the fight. I think the boxing is going to be very, very telling. But the question is, I think this is all going to hinge on Ilya being very smart in there. Catching him, following him down at the right time when he's hurt. Because the reason why Charles Oliveira has managed to win so many fights is he gets knocked down and then people are fucking shit scared to get in his guard because they know how good he is down there. I'm predicting that Ilya Tapiri is not going to be afraid to get down there. And it might be his undoing, but I think if he knocks him down before Charles Oliveira has an opportunity to reset, I think he's going to blitz on top of him and fucking bounce his head against the canvas. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. My favorite types of berries are robberies. Cedric Dumas. Cedric Dumas is another guy that I just think is straight up scum. I fucking hate Cedric Dumas. I can't understand why this prick is. Didn't he get arrested again recently as well for like? Isn't he like a woman beater? And I'm not saying I don't. I mean, you've heard me say this many times in the past. Women are annoying. Don't get me wrong, but just control yourself, sir. Especially like being a professional fighter, it just makes it all the more disgusting. What would the outcome of Armin versus Tapuria be if that happens? Uh, I think I think Armin would beat him. I just think Armin is a bit too he's not as wild in the strike and he doesn't take as many risks. And I think he would be able to use the size factor a bit more than Charles will. But we'll see. Charles could very easily win this fight. If I was like if I was like a full underdog better, the smart money is with Charles. It just is. It's like what Jax always says from making the walk. It's that couch cushion money. If you got 25, $30 that you wouldn't mind losing, this is the moment where you stick it on someone like Charles Oliveira because he's fucking world class and he could win. And like I said, Ilya might not be ready for 155. We don't know. I think Ilya's too elite to lose this. The age difference, the fact that he's just coming in hot, and I don't think we've seen the best of him. So I'm going with Ilya. I remember during Chandler's last fight, someone said Chandler by adoption. Yeah, but like, I mean, if the person he was fighting was black, then yeah. I've taken the piss out of Chandler on this channel many times for his adoption preferences. I've said this many times. It's weird to actively go out there and target a specific person you want to adopt. I genuinely think that they offered deprived white children to Chandler, and he's like, nah, nah. And the way he talks about black people's skin is he's an embarrassment to the white community. He just is. The way he talks about black people and their skin is just disgusting to me. I've got Michael Chandler on like Chris Benoit watch. I've been saying this for years. You heard it here first. I hope I'm wrong, but you heard it here first. Dimas was in jail for the 14th time 4 weeks ago. He got out on bond. UFC scheduled a fight, then realized he couldn't fight with an ankle monitor on. Oh, I saw the headlines about that. I didn't realize that was about him. Must be the stupidest fucking pullout. Well, it's not really. Herpes takes the number one spot, and faking a seizure 2 minutes before you're due to come out is a very close second. Oliveira needs to mix wrestling, and that's where the difference in size would make the difference. Um, Again, very, very possible, but I went back and watched a lot of Tapiria's fights on the regionals. He is a phenomenally good wrestler. He's way better than people realize, and that was his base. But the size difference could be a factor. I don't think you're wrong or I don't think you're stupid for picking Oliveira in this fight. It makes it exciting. I'm all with you on that. Tom Aspinall and Arnold Allen are the only British fighters I genuinely see becoming champion. I don't think Arnold Allen's ever going to become a champion. I think that's already been proven. I wouldn't mind it. I find him quite funny. He's another one who's got nothing between the ears. But I'd like to see that happen. I think Paddy's got a genuine chance of being champion, and I wouldn't have said that a few years ago. I think Paddy's going to have like a very similar path to the UFC. I can see him having a Jamal Hill type title win, where he kind of just gets the right matchups at the right time to get him to the right place, and then he just gets the right opponent and wins. If they can manufacture him versus Ilya, that would be huge. Subscribe to Making the Walk MMA if you haven't. Westy, thank you for linking that in the description. And shout out to all the creators in here as well. If you look at the description on my channel, if you could subscribe to all the creators in there, it would be greatly appreciated. A lot of them are small, very much like my channel. And you don't know what it's like for small creators like us to wake up and find that we've tricked another stupid cunt into subscribing to our channels. It's like, yeah, we did it again. We tricked them, boys. So show some love. Would you adopt a white person? I wouldn't adopt any people. I don't roll like that. I've got too many kids already. There's no more room at the inn, sir. Ilya is not bigger, he just cuts less weight. Yeah, I do think this whole "I can't make 145" thing for Ilya is straight up fucking stupid. He looks extremely small, but skills pay the bills. Skin glistening like I'm covered in diamonds, yeah? Yeah, it's gross. What was the exact quote he said? It was something about it was the way he described the skin. I can't remember the exact quote, but I just remember throwing up in my mouth. He's a and just every time he says "see you" at the top, I just feel like fucking curb stomping the little creep. What do you think of Natalia Silva? I like her a lot. She's quite hot as well. Striker wise, I think she's very good. And I think she's coming into the division at the perfect time. You know, Shevchenko's kind of she can see the light at the end of the tunnel or the exit door. Um, I think she's got a very good chance of becoming champion and holding on to it. Very marketable. Her striking's beautiful. I like her a lot. I think if she keeps evolving her game, she's going to be very, very problematic. I think Valentina will fight Whaley and probably beat her, and then that's when we see the Natalia Silva era at flyweight. Not gonna lie, I'm actually worried about Oliveira's size against Topuria. I was saying Topuria will win, but I'm not gonna pretend that the size won't be a factor in grappling potential. And a lot of people agree with that sentiment. I'll be very interesting to see what the topology ratio is on that. I'm not gonna call anyone retarded for picking Charles Oliveira in this one. Not at all. It's like when you look at Armin, it's like what Cayman's saying. When you look at Armin, Armin is a filled out 155er. Ilya's shredded, don't get me wrong, but he's tiny. Does Ian Gary embarrass you? Not Irish, sir. The Brazilians adopted him. The paperwork has been filed. Not Irish. We don't stand for cuckery in our part of the world. You can hate Ian Gary, but he's skilled, that's for sure. That's what makes him extra annoying, though, because he actually, and I agree with you about this 100%. Ian Gary is a very good fighter. The only fight I haven't picked him for was the Shavkat Rakhmonov one, and that was as close as it could get. It was another time when Giuliano does forget these ones. I've owned him many, many times. He's won several times against me as well, because that's the nature of the game. But I was adamant that Ian Gary was gonna school the fuck out of him, and a lot of people weren't, and that's exactly how it transpired. Ian Gary is very, very good, but I find Sean Brady very annoying as well, but I'm hoping that fight happens, and I hope Sean Brady beats the fucking piss out of him. Ian won't back his teammate Charles. Did Ian Gary say that Charles was gonna lose? That's very interesting. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. Ian Gary is a little bit of a turncoat. By the way, we've got 27 fuckers in here, and I don't know how many likes, but it's definitely not 27. See if you boys could do the lad a favor, and hit a like. And obviously, if you're not subscribed, then kindly do so as well. I very much appreciate it. Ireland's a beautiful country. It's just sad what's happened in the past few years. Ireland for Irish. Ireland has become very, very woke, which is sad. Very sad indeed. I'm actually just like we were always the first people to kind of jump on shit. Like we were like gay pride, and we always get behind like minorities and stuff, which I appreciate. I just think we've gone too far with it now. And now we've kind of gone in the opposite direction where we've let all these immigrants into the country, and some of them very much illegally have got in because of how stupid we are. And then when the crime rate goes through the roof, because I'm telling you now, you people don't realize this about Ireland, yeah. But I lived there for a considerable amount of time, and it's the kind of place, yeah, where genuinely, when somebody gets murdered, it's like front page news, and you wouldn't hear about a murder for like years. It's that kind of place. So they're getting fucking hit with the rapings and the murders and all that shit. and they're unprepared for it. They're like, "What? People are coming in and doing what? Retardation." They're kind of getting what they deserve. On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you think Shute boxes? That whole gym seems very strange, very gay. I don't trust that Diego Lima bloke. They all look like hairdressers, don't they? They just do. They all look like they finger each other. I'll be honest. A lot of Brazilians though are they're a bit metro. They definitely swing around. How you doing, Idaho? Did he talk about Saika Izawa yet? Bro, I need to watch some fights of hers. Just to get you to let it go. I'll just do it for that purpose alone. I'm willing to give it a go because the amount of glazing you're slopping on here, I feel like is fucking necessary at this point. I'll do it. I'll have like an afternoon of it. You don't finger your friends, but yeah, but that's it's different, mate. I'm white. I can do whatever I want. It's only fruity when minorities do it, or when people from other countries. When the white boys do it, it's just a prank. It's just a little bit of a lark. It's a prank. Only without their consent. Anyway, sad stuff, but makes sense with the history of Ireland and England beef. Yeah, the Ireland England beef runs deep. It even got to the point, yeah, when I went home, when I'd go back to Ireland, yeah, they would take the fucking piss out of me for my accent. And I only became aware of how fucking zesty I sound when I would go home and I'd hear them all talking and jiving, and then I'd be like, I sound like a fag right now. It's awful. Grimy, let's go, mate. Let's go, governor. Why does Ian Gary always pull his opponent down after the fight as if it was fight of the night? Because he's a wet wipe, sir. Because he's a filthy wet wipe. I hate Ian Gary so much. Because it's the only way he can, it's the only way you can pull off a fight of the night. I think if you say something loud enough and over again, it kind of becomes true. When I go to Thailand next year, how hard it would be to score with a woman 1 out of 10, not a hooker? How hard would it be on a score of 1? 1, sir. Thai women are very, very, and I guarantee, like, if you doubt me, sir, I was in Manila. I know Manila's not Thailand, but Manila's like a Temu version of Bangkok. And I did a live stream, and you can see from me, I'm not exactly a prize out here. I'm a solid 6.5. And I literally went down and sat in a bar, and I had like 10 women hit on me, bangers, tens, and I did absolutely nothing but just sit there. And I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying it's that easy. I've got very little game. I'm not particularly gorgeous. Very mid, I would say is fair. I mean, look at me. You can all see it. Hung like a fucking badger, but yet the success rate was there, sir. Good looking fucking bear like yourself with some actual real personality. You will be literally it's harder to not get laid than to get laid there. Damn, bro, I'm going to Thailand next year. I'm not fucking with you. When you say you're going, let me know, sir. I've got an apartment out there. You're welcome to stay there. Let's go. Don't do it by yourself. Because I'm telling you now, bro, yeah, if you go out to Thailand by yourself and you're a novice, you're gonna have a bad time. Because it's so overwhelmingly degenerate that you think you're gonna be mentally prepared for it. I maintain yeah that you have to go to Thailand 2 or 3 times to fully be able to fuck with that place. Because all the stories you've heard, all the things you've heard about it, they pale in comparison to what it's really like out there. You will get graped. I'm not kidding, sir. I'm not kidding. Holler at your boy. I will sort you out. Scotland is the best accent. No, it's not. I have no idea what they're fucking saying. Frankie, you're fucking gorgeous, mate. Thank you, you beautiful, round, orange cunt. I love you, Cheddar. And Cheddar, we've definitely got to meet up at some point as well. I can tell you'd be an awesome person to have a beer with. Anyone recommend some PS5 games? I just got mine. What kind of PS5? What kind of PS5? What kind of games are you into? As you can see, I've got a nice healthy collection right here behind me. All the ones with the white tips there is my PS5 collection. Most of them unopened, but I can definitely throw you a few recommendations. I have some friends that are locals. If you have Thai friends out there, mate, you're gonna have a whale of a time because they can cut through all the bullshit for you. I would advise you of a few things. Yeah, don't drink too much would be rule number one, and kind of stick to like check out the touristy places and stuff first. Do not, and I repeat, do not head straight to Soy Cowboy when you get there. Soy Cowboy is probably the most went to spot in Thailand. It's basically where all the go-go bars there are. Don't go there because you think it's fun, yeah, to go walking down the street and have people dragging you into bars, grabbing you by the dick. Sounds amazing. It's not. RPG, Persona 5 Royale, sir. Persona 5 Royale, one of the greatest games of all time. If you're an RPG fan, that's the goated. It's the most goated. It's the goated RPG of all time. Persona 5 Royale. Last of Us is very good. The first one's an outstanding game. I haven't played the second one. I've heard it's a little bit woke, but it's still an amazing game. You can't go wrong with the original Last of Us, and the remastered version is fucking beautiful looking. Sorry, I've missed quite a few. A good game on the PS5 is throwing it in the garbage and living life. I haven't turned my PS5 on in years. It's basically just a paperweight at this point, and a very ugly looking one. Shit, we missed Bodak's quiz. It lasted 52 seconds. Fuck, has he gone offline already? He's gonna get it sorted out. It wouldn't be a Bodak adventure without some technical difficulties. We all know that's how it goes. Soy Cowboy is like expert level difficulty. It really is. It really is. You think it's amazing to get your dick grabbed and to get dragged in there. It's not fun. What time is the press conference? I'm not sure. I'm personally not going to watch it because I know it's going to be dog shit. But you never know. There's a few personalities up there. I think it will be the usual sanitized bullshit we always get, which is why I haven't really checked it out. I'm assuming it's not far away though. It's got to be. Thor 1. He answered one question, yeah? Fucking sick. Teapot should still count. We need them to train Oban. When you said Obama, I was like, the fuck? Gaz Ninja and Super Shotgun are up in here as well. I love you guys. Welcome in as always. All the regulars are turning up. But nice to see you here, Jao. Jao. Lovely to see you here. If you are new here, do subscribe to the fucking channel and do like it. Do like the stream. I'd really appreciate it. We're gonna hope that Bodak gets his shit together in the next 15 minutes, and then we're gonna hop over there as soon as possible. What's the one thing you wish to accomplish this year, bruh? Man, that's a tricky one. I'm not sure if I should share that on camera. It's vagina related. I'll leave it there. Massive Kai Kara France here, but even us back home think the overtop showing of Maori culture is cringe as fuck. Like I said, bro, it's cringe as fuck, yeah, when you're skinny and tiny. It really is. Doing all that hacker shit when you're a midget is it just doesn't look intimidating. To make hacker look intimidating, you've got to have about 40 of you, jacked out dudes, and then it's kind of scary. When you're one dude going like this, you just look like a fucking retard. I'm in Sydney. Oh, I forgot you were in Sydney. How you getting on there, bro? I've got to be honest, yeah. Australia is very high on the list for me. I'm just scared of all their animals. They're alien-like animals that don't belong on planet Earth. So I really want to go to Australia. It's getting higher up on the list for me because I'm running out of places to go to. But I'm just terrified of scary animals. And gambling is too. Is gambling not legal where you're from? That sounds awful. It's vagina. How is it's vagina related? Frankie turning trans confirmed. Well, I get where you're coming from. It could be that I can see where you're going with this. It could be that I've exhausted all vagina opportunities and now I'm looking for artificial ones. I can see why you would think that. You know me very, very well. That's not what it is, but I don't blame you for thinking that. I haven't seen an animal yet besides seagulls. That's the point, bro. You don't see them. That's the scary thing. But this Nacho, who by the way is a fucking legend, obviously a resident of our boy Dougie's corner. We fucking love, we fucking love our boy, this Nacho. This Nacho can tell you better than anyone how fucking scary Australia is. Now, I've heard all the talk about how, the cities are not that bad. You very rarely see any dangerous animals. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, quite frankly. When you've got spiders that are the size of your head and they can jump, count me out. You're near Melbourne, but same shit is legal everywhere. I mean, the thing is, yeah, Australians are some of the funniest fuckers I've ever hung out with. Like, I've worked in many places abroad. I used to live in Qatar. I used to live in China. I used to live in fucking America. I've lived all over the place. And I always managed to just attract Aussies like fucking moth to a flame. And Australians and South Africans, probably just underneath that, are the most fun fucking donnies to hang out with. Australians just fucking know how to party. Don't believe the hype. I mean, be honest though, you've had some close encounters, right? You guys have got some like fucked up snakes. The thing is that it's not even just the snakes and the spiders here. It's you lot have just got some animals that look like they just don't belong on this planet. I'm just gonna be real with you. We've got roaches the size of fists that fly. You see, this is what I'm saying. People shit on the UK. We can mog every animal that's out in the wild, and none of it can kill us. Hey man, I've got to go catch up class. See you later, bro. Thank you so much for hanging out, Atomic. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I hope you'll be back. Yeah, I think this is the second or third time you've been about, and you've been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for turning up, and thanks for all the questions and for helping me to actually, direct away from talking about degenerate shit. I appreciate when people actually make me pretend to be a serious adult. So thank you to you, sir. It's also the fact that Kai is like 2% Maori, and Kai in the Tio Rio Mori means food. His name literally means food France. It's embarrassing. Kai Kara France is a melt, but there are fighters that I definitely hate more. And like I said, Cam, the reason why I want him to win, I love Pantoja. I want Manel Cap to get a title shot. And I feel like this would get us there faster. Oz have this tiny jellyfish that kill you with one sting, and it's like 1 millimeter wide. You see what I mean? Fuck that. Fuck that. I mean, your boy got killed by a fucking stingray or whatever it was. I don't know if that was in Australia, but I'm assuming it was. You got too many fucked up animals. I'll be honest with you, sir. I'm not down. I'm not down. I don't want any part in that. But Nacho, thank you as always for turning up. Fucking love you to death. Good. In fact, I love all you fuckers. But certainly to all of you who have been here, you've been there from the beginning and heard me waffle endlessly for nearly 2 years now. You're the goats. I mean, you definitely all got autism, but fuck me. I love each and every one of you. I'm pretty sure Super Shotgun made that up. Are you part of the Aussie tourism board? Is this what this is about? I'm gonna go to Australia. I feel like I have to. I've heard it's a beautiful country and you lot are fucking legends. Australian people are the best people to have a beer with. And I've heard you've got I know it's like a Simpsons meme, but you've got those like massive beer cans. I feel like I got to fuck with that. It's 7 a.m., bro. I saw you live and had to slide inside you. Thanks for making it awkward, bro. Perfectly on brand for this channel, though. Have you seen that video of Shane Young staring off with his opponent and doing a full hacker? Yeah, it was awful. And the thing is with Shane Young is he would do that shit and then he'd get absolutely molested in there. If you're gonna do a hacker in someone's face, you have to win. You have to win. Honestly, Frankie, I've never felt danger from the wildlife. I'll be real with you though. Like, I feel like you guys can navigate that shit now. You've grown up with it. I think if you grow up with something your entire life, you can just deal with it. For people like us, pussies, you know, I've probably got a little bit of a weak heart condition. I genuinely think if like a massive spider came out from nowhere or I saw a snake, I'd probably shit myself and have a heart attack. And that's not the way to go for me. I've always said I want to go down the whole like Tyrion Lannister way of going out of this world. I want to give some I want to scar some poor slapper for life. Just taking a massive shit as I die with my dick in her mouth. That would be incredible. Speaking of fucking, we were just talking about you, Dougie. You beautiful son of a bitch. We were talking about how I have to go to Australia. I definitely have to do it. I'm willing to put my trust in you boys and say, where should I go? Google the kanji jellyfish. I'll be honest, I've heard of it as well. I'm willing to put my trust in you boys and say, do you know what? Where is the safest place I can visit? And I'm willing to put my trust in you because it's inevitable at this point. I've got to go to Australia within the next 2 years. I've just got to do it. And like I say, you boys are just way too legendary. So it's on the cards. I might even wriggle it in this summer. I'm having a very, very hard time picking a place to go to this summer. You fuckwits made everything go extinct. You mean us British people? Mate, I don't mean to be funny here, but if something's capable of killing you, take it out. Wipe out the entire species. That's just how we roll. Fuck the consequences. Just wipe it out. Come to Melbourne, Frankie. Meet up with me and Doug. Well, it's gonna have to be to meet up with you two boys. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And I'm assuming you guys have nothing kind to say about Sydney. I understand there's beef there. Frankie, see my chat above. Ian Gary's boyfriend, Dougie chat. Frankie Dougie collab would break the internet. The thing is, yeah, Dougie and I have actually done a live stream in the past when we were both even more tiny than we are now. And it was awesome. It was awesome. We had a really good time. The thing is though, yeah, I'm not gonna speak for Dougie here. But Dougie's very, very good at doing his thing. Um, he's one of those guys who can like really handle doing a solo stream by himself and just run with it. As you can tell from me, I can't do longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours because I'll reveal what a personality vacuum I am. Dougie can go on for 6 hours and be entertaining. And the thing is, it's very, very hard when you do a live stream to get that dynamic right. I think every once in a while, we've definitely talked about doing things. And I know Dougie's down. There's also like the time difference thing. I don't live stream as much as I used to because now I actually work for a living and I've realized how fucking hard it is to do both. So it's like, I'm sure that we will. I'll keep fucking harassing him until he does it. Australian tourism keeps it hush hush, Nacho. It's a real thing. What's up, boys? Yeah, Frankie, we'll go on a pub crawl and then do a weekend out in the bush as well. Sounds like you're trying to get me killed. But you know what? I'm down. Frankie is gonna steal up all the Aussie Asians. I mean, you haven't mentioned that I mean, I'm assuming there's a big Asian community there because I understand like a lot of Filipinos go there, a lot of Thai women go there because it's like a very close, like it's the closest white country you can go to that has Chads. And I'm not saying this to shit on Asian women, but they know where the D's at. They know where the real D's at. Pop pop. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that this hasn't occurred to me until right this moment. I imagine you have a very big Asian population down there. And we all know I've got the Asian plague. Like it's an incurable ailment at this point. It's over for me. Just a quick thing here. Has Bodak managed to get his shit together? Has Bodak managed? Oh, Bodak is on. I'm gonna tell you something now, boys, because Bodak is literally away from actually um getting his quiz started, and this one's gonna be a banger. He's got an incredible panel on today. You don't want to miss it. He's got MMA holes. He's got, I think Paradox is going on there. I think musical MMA. I'm not sure if Paradox is going on there. I think musical MMA is going on there. Brutally is always great value as well. You do not want to miss this one. So I'm going to take one for the boys while we've peaked here. We've got 29, dropped down to 23 viewers now. Now feels like the time to get over to Bodak. So I'm going to say cheerio. And I love all you. Melbourne is full of Asian girls in short skits. I'm assuming you mean skirts, sir. And I'm sold. All you had to say was this. This is all you had to say. You know what a fucking shallow scumbag of a cunt I am. That was all you needed to say. I'm down. Let's go. I'm gonna hook it up this summer. Anyway, Frankie is addicted to KFC workers. Shotty, she was a Kenyan, sir. She was a Kenyan. And we all know how she fucked up that little arrangement. For those of you who haven't heard that story, I'm more than happy to tell it again at a later date. But right now, head over to Bodak. Like I said, incredible panel. It's going to be a banger tonight. Let's jump in there, raid this guy's asshole, and show him some love. But before I go, obviously, shout out to everyone in here. Um, I know I go on about how much I appreciate every one of you, and I genuinely do. Um, it really warms my cockles to see so many of you turn up. And I need to be doing more of these solo streams. I can't imagine a hot Asian with an Aussie accent. I mean, the accent's not hot, but I need to know, Cheddar. I need to know. You shagged her while still wearing the KFC hat. Did I say that? I don't think I did. I mean, I said I still banged her because obviously, I mean, she was there, but I can't get that image out of my mind. Anyway, boys, over to Bodak. Show the guy some love. I'm gonna head off now. I'll pump out the link one more time. Once again, thank you to all of you for turning up. I'm not going to be on tomorrow. I'm not going to be on Saturday because I'm out watching BKFC with Brutally and JPL from Silk Pajamas. Check out the link for that in the description. Not a paid subscription. Um, I'll be back on Sunday though, and I'm hoping that we'll have a really good panel going. Dougie, if you're still here, I might try and engineer it so I can get you on there. Maybe go on a little bit later or some shit like that. Anyway, thank you to all of you. Head over to Bodak and get involved in this quiz. Very few teapots left. Show our guys some love. Like the stream before you leave. Um, I'll catch you. I'm not doing a live stream on Saturday. No, I'm going to be back on Sunday. I'm just going to enjoy the weekend because I'm going to be getting drunk and high as fuck, and I don't know if I'll be able to handle going on live. It's going to be fucked up. Anyway, see you later, boys. Love you all, boys and girl. I'll catch you all on Sunday night. Head over to Bodak. Like the stream in a bit.